Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this lecture, we are discussing about the tail flick method. The tail flick test is a test of the pain response in animals similar to the hot plate test. It is used in basic pain research and to measure the effectiveness of analgesic by observing the reaction of heat. It was first described by D. Amor and Smith in 1941. Tail flick test, D. Armour and Smith test, is a nociceptive assay based on the measurement of the latency of the avoidance response to thermal stimulus in rodents. Basically, a thermal stimulus is applied on the tail. When the animal feels discomfort, it reacts by a sudden tail movement. What is the purpose of tail flick method? Tail flick test is one test to measure heat-induced pain in animals. This reflexive response is an indicator of pain sensitivity in an organism and reduction of pain sensitivity produced by analgesics. Here question arises, which type of stimulus is used in tail flick method? Tail flick method requires a heat stimulus, preferably hot water, applied to the tail of the mouse or rat and measurement of the time needed for the tail to flick. Mice feel pain in their tails. The tail technique doesn't hurt mice, but it does make them anxious. To a mouse, being lifted by the tail and carried backward feels very much like being caught by a predator. Is it not the tail? It's stress. What is tail flick latency? Tail flick latency is a measure of the nociceptive sensitivity of the animal and is prolonged by the opioid analgesics. For instance, a spinal transection above the lumbar level doesn't block the tail. Tail flick response. Thus, in this test, a spinal nociceptive reflex is measured. The pain is not measured directly. What should be the temperature of water used to perform tail immersion test to induce pain? At 51 degrees C, they usually respond within 10 seconds at this temperature. We use a cut-off time of 10 seconds to avoid the risk of tissue injury in the animal. An unpleasant sensory and emotional experience associated with actual or potential tissue damage, or described in terms of such damage, which is International Association for the Study of Pain, IASP. An analgesic or painkiller is any member of the group of drugs used to achieve analgesia. Relief pain or relief from pain, analgesic drugs act in various ways on the peripheral and central nervous system. They are distinct from anesthetics, which reversibly eliminate sensation and include paracetamol and non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs NSAID, such as salicylate, and opioid drugs such as morphine and oxycodone. Paracetamol, also known as acetaminophen or APAP, is a medication used to treat pain and fever. It is typically used for mild to moderate pain. In combination with opioid pain medication, paracetamol is now used for more severe pain such as cancer pain and after surgery. It is typically used either by mouth or rectally, but it's also available intravenously. Effects last between 2 and 4 hours. This drug is classified as a mild analgesic. Paracetamol is generally safe at recommended doses. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, usually abbreviated to NSAID, are a drug class that groups together drugs that decrease pain and lower fever, and in higher doses decrease inflammation. The most prominent members of this group of drugs, aspirin, ibuprofen, and naproxen, are all available over the counter in most countries. Opioids, morphine, and other opioids such as codeine, oxycodone, hydrocodone, dihydromorphine, pethidine, all exert a similar influence on the cerebral opioid receptor system. Buprenorphine is a partial agonist of the mu-opioid receptor, and tramadol is a serotonin norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor (SNRI) with weak mu-opioid receptor agonist properties. Tramadol is structurally closer to venlafaxine than to codeine and delivers analgesia by not only delivering opioid-like effects through mild agonism of the mu receptor, but also by acting as a weak but fast-acting serotonin-releasing agent and norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor. Tapentadol, with some structure similarities to tramadol, present what is believed to be a novel drug working through 2 and possibly 3 different modes of action in the fashion of the both traditional opioid and as an SNRI. COX-2 inhibitors. These drugs have been derived from NSAID, the cyclooxygenase enzyme inhibited by NSAIDs was discovered to have at least 2 different versions, COX-1 and COX-2. Research suggested most of the adverse effects of the NSAIDs to be mediated by blocking the COX-1 enzyme, with the analgesic effect being mediated by the COX-2 enzyme. Thus, the COX-2 inhibitors were developed to inhibit only the COX-2 enzyme. Traditional NSAID block both versions in general. These drugs, such as rofecoxib, celecoxib, and atorvastatin, are equally effective analgesics when compared with NSAIDs, but cause less gastrointestinal hemorrhage in particular. After widespread adoption of the COX-2 inhibitors, it was discovered that most of the drugs in this class increase the risk of cardiovascular events by 40% on average. This led to the withdrawal of rofecoxib and valdecoxib and warning on others. Atorvastatin seems relatively safe, with a risk of thrombotic events similar to that of non-coxib NSAID diclofenac. Alcohol has biological, mental, and social effects which influence the consequences of using alcohol for pain. Moderate use of alcohol can lessen certain types of pain in certain circumstances. The majority of its analgesic effects come from antagonizing NMDA receptors, similarly to ketamine, thus decreasing the activity of the primary excitatory or signal boosting neurotransmitter, glutamate. It also functions as an analgesic to a lesser degree by increasing the activity of the primary inhibitory signal reducing neurotransmitter, which is GABA. Attempting to use alcohol to treat pain has also been observed to lead to negative outcomes, including excessive drinking and alcohol use disorder. Medical cannabis or medical marijuana refers to cannabis or its cannabinoids used to treat disease or improve symptoms. There is evidence suggesting that cannabis can be used to treat chronic pain and muscle spasm, with some trials indicating improved relief of neuropathic pain over opioid. Combinations. Analgesics are frequently used in combination, such as the paracetamol and codeine preparations found in many non-prescription pain relievers. They can also be found in combination with vasoconstrictor drugs such as pseudoephedrine for sinus-related preparation or with antihistamine drugs for allergy sufferers. While the use of paracetamol, aspirin, ibuprofen, naproxen, and other NSAIDs concurrently with weak to mild range opiates up to about the hydrocodone level has been said to show beneficial synergistic effect by combating pain at multiple sites of action. Several combination analgesic products have been shown to have few efficacy benefits when compared to similar doses of their individual components. Moreover, these combination analgesics can often result in significant adverse events, including accidental overdoses, most often due to confusion that arises from the multiple and often non-acting components of these combinations. Other drugs, Nephapam, a monoamine reuptake inhibitor, calcium and sodium channel modulator, is also approved for the treatment of moderate to severe pain in some countries. Flupirtine is a centrally acting potassium channel opener with weak NMDA antagonist properties. It was used in Europe for moderate to strong pain, as well as its migraine treating and muscle relaxant properties. It has no significant anticholinergic properties and is believed to be devoid for any activity on dopamine, serotonin, or histamine receptors. It is not addictive and tolerance usually doesn't develop. However, tolerance may develop in some cases. Another drug, ziconotide, a blocker of potent N-type voltage-gated calcium channel, is administered intrathecally for the relief of severe, usually cancer-related pain. Specific agents. Some specific patients with chronic or neuropathic pain, various other substances may have analgesic properties, such as tricyclic antidepressants, especially amitriptyline, have been shown to improve pain in what appears to be a central manner. If you like our presentation, please like, share and subscribe to our channel and be sure to press the bell icon. Thank you for watching our video.